So if you haven't heard the big breaking news coming out today, February the 13th, 2025, Robert F. Kennedy Jr. has been confirmed as the HHS secretary, capping a contentious fight over vaccine skeptics' nomination. Like you can see here coming out just a couple hours ago, he has been confirmed, sworn in. Take a look. RFK Jr. sworn in as the Health and Human Services Secretary. So it is official. For those of you that were wanting to see RFK in there, let me know in the comments if you are glad to see this. He has officially been sworn in. Here's another article coming out that says RFK Jr. sworn in as the nation's health secretary. So I'm going to play for you the video footage so that way you can see it for yourself as the breaking news coming out today that this has unfolded. Now, in addition to that, other news coming out, we're hearing that Hamas has backpedaled and they said they will release the hostages as scheduled this Saturday. They are feeling the Trump effect. Those of you that thought that they were going to respond to Trump's threats, you were right. They had said initially that the threats were empty, that they didn't care. Well, we're hearing they changed their mind. In addition to that, some shocking news coming out regarding Social Security retirement applications with Elon Musk. He gave an analogy about a mine. Turns out it wasn't an analogy. It was real. So, man, a lot coming out, but let me share with you the latest coming out as we're hearing that RFK Jr. has been sworn in. We're hearing that he is going to be a part of Trump's team to help make America healthy again. And if you like the sound of that, drop a 47 in the comments and hit that like button for me. And Cajun Man Entertainment, welcome to the Ram Fam. Thank you for hitting that join button, becoming a member of the channel, supporting with those monthly contributions. Not necessary, but greatly appreciated. Thank you so much for your support. I appreciate that a ton. So let's go ahead and get right to it. And like I said, before we get into the video footage, hit that like button for me. I see Ashley saying, let's go. The Trump effect now in session. Yes. Alicia saying, thank you, Steve. You're always keeping us informed. You are very welcome. I'm seeing LaDonna saying she loves RFK, and the 47s are starting to roll in. Sergeant Major Grizzle Grits, nice handle, says hit that like button. Appreciate the support. But let's go ahead and make America healthy again and get you caught up on the latest. Hit that like button, subscribe to stay up to date. It's totally free. Why not? And let's go ahead and take a look at some video footage so you can see it for yourself. Now, we're going to be covering, a lot has unfolded, as you saw from the articles, very contentious. And a very close vote here. So let me go ahead and share with you the latest. First, let's take a look at what came out a couple hours ago as Donald Trump confirmed this. Then we're going to get into all the drama so you can see it, because this was not an easy path for RFK, but he has officially made it today, February the 13th, 2025. So let's go ahead and dive right in so you can see it for yourself.
It's going to be a real honor for me to introduce Robert F. Kennedy Jr., take the oath of office and officially become our Secretary of Health and Human Services. Just as I promised last year, Bobby is going to lead a great national mission to make America healthy again, and he's going to do it. I think he's going to do things that will really make us very proud of this day. Like his father, Senator Robert F. Kennedy, and his uncle, President John F. Kennedy, Bobby has devoted much of his life to serving his fellow Americans in his campaign for president, and he was a very tough competitor. I did not like it at all. I said, let's get him on my side. But in his campaign for president in 2024, Bobby brought together a coalition of supporters across party lines, and he really worked very hard, and he had tremendous support, unbelievable support, and I think a lot of that support came my way when we decided to do a little merger, and it was really great, and it was very loyal, incredible people. They believe in him so strongly because he's a fierce advocate for the health of our children and for the values of free speech, democracy, and peace. And people are going to be very impressed, I have no doubt. I've known him a long time. He's been a friend of mine a long time. Perhaps most importantly, though, Bobby created a nationwide movement made up of millions and millions of mothers and fathers and young people and concerned citizens of every background who want to end and this horrible chronic disease crisis that exists in America. He's absolutely committed to getting dangerous chemicals out of our environment and out of our food supply and getting the American people the facts and the answers that we deserve. after years in which our public health system has squandered the trust of our citizens, and they really have. They don't trust us. They don't trust anybody, frankly. They've gone through hell. There's no better person to lead our campaign of historic reforms and restore faith in American health care than Bobby's going to do it. The United States spends more money in health than any other country on earth, but we're growing sicker every year. We're not as healthy as countries that spend just a fraction of what we spend, so there's something wrong. He's going to figure it out. In recent decades, we've seen staggering increases in cancer rates across all age demographics, including more than 40% increase in childhood cancer since 1975. Who can believe that? And an explosion in other chronic childhood illnesses. Not long ago, 1 in 10,000 people, children, had autism. Now it's 1 in 36. Think of that. 1 in 10,000. 1 in 10,000. Now it's 1 in 36. Who can believe that? There's something wrong. There's something wrong. And I think it's something that can be found out. In 2022, more than 40% of children had at least one chronic health condition, and today nearly 80% of young adults do not qualify for military service, in large part for health reasons. Think of that, 80%. Something is wrong, and that's why immediately after Bobby is sworn in, I will be signing an executive order establishing the President's Commission to Make America Healthy Again. We have some great people on that commission. Chaired by our new secretary, this groundbreaking commission will be charged with investigating what is causing the decades-long increase in chronic illness, reporting its findings, and delivering an action plan to the American people. And it's going to be a plan that people are really waiting to hear. Bobby, I want to thank you. You've gone through a lot. It's taken great courage. You've been amazing, actually. I'd call him and say, "You're going to be okay." And he said, "I know, I really do." He's really been supported amazingly by Cheryl and his family. And it was very tough. It was a very nasty group of people that were after him, but he was tougher and he was smarter than they are. And that's why he's here today. There are very few people that could have withstood the assault, but he was able to. So I just want to congratulate you, and we have a very special person here to swear you in, a man that I think has done just, I think he's just an amazing man. As you know, his name happens to be Gorsuch, and he's a member of the Supreme Court in extremely good standing. He's highly respected by everybody, and I didn't know, were you two friends or something, or did this just happen to be the justice? Did this just happen to be the luck of the draw? What happened?
I reached out to him.
Did you reach out? Well, you reached out to a very good man, so please, if you would. Thank you very much.
This has to be done
I'll do
first.
this first. We're going to make this a good one, right? Okay, it's good so far. Good. It's a 10.
Right, go ahead, get the kids in there. Go ahead.
Over here, please.
All right.
It's really happy.
Would all the family like to join?
Yeah, sure.
All right. Please place your left hand on the Bible and raise your right. Repeat after me. I, Robert F. Kennedy Jr.,
I, Robert F. Kennedy Jr.,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support and defend
that I will support and defend
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
against all enemies,
against all enemies,
foreign and domestic,
foreign and domestic,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same,
that I take this obligation freely,
that I take this obligation freely
without any mental reservation
without any mental reservation
or purpose of evasion,
or purpose of evasion,
and that I will well and faithfully discharge
and that I will well and faithfully discharge
the duties of the office
the duties of the office
on which I am about to enter.
on which I'm about to enter.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations, Mr. Secretary.
So there you have it, you guys. So that was the official swearing in of Robert F. Kennedy Jr. as the Health and Human Services Secretary. So that was official today. And like I said, this was not without its contentions. Take a look. Let me share with you the latest. This video footage coming out from Fox News says RFK Jr., former running mate, on confirmation. It's been a big journey to get to this moment. Take a look at this video footage.
All right, a lot of news happening, as it is every day. And moments ago, Robert F. Kennedy Jr. was sworn in as the new Health and Human Services Secretary, as President Trump creating the Make America Healthy Again Commission to investigate the root causes of America's health crisis, starting with chronic childhood diseases, including autism. Here is some of the reaction from senators after RFK Jr.'s confirmation.
We've got to get into the business of making America healthy again.
By now, it's beyond clear that Mr. Kennedy is not remotely qualified to become the next secretary of HHS.
I think that his emphasis on youth obesity and food health, processed foods and ultra-processed foods, it needs a look. And it's a passion of his.
What do you make of the fact that your Republicans have largely unified around many of Trump's noms, especially RFK?
No backbone. They need to grow a spine. Mitch McConnell ought to be an exhilarating role model for them.
So given all that, the pluses and minuses from the senators, he passed with every vote on the Republican side except for Mitch McConnell. Let's bring in Nicole Shanahan, RFK Jr.'s former running mate during his presidential campaign. Nicole, it's great to have you with us. You posted a video about the long road that you have been on throughout the course of this as his running mate. And, you know, it's not lost on anyone that a Kennedy of the famous Kennedy Democrat family, you're a former Democrat yourself, is now joining the Republican Trump administration. Your thoughts on the significance of today?
I mean, out of breath. It's been a big journey. It's been a big journey for so many of us to get to this moment where we can actually look under the hood of chronic disease in the United States. Mothers, thank you, all of you. This is we're cheering today. We are cheering. We are getting together. We are talking. We have hope for the first time in a really long time. And there's definitely a big battle in front of us. There's been so much money put into the campaign against RFK, even this past week. Tens of thousands of dollars presented to media influencers to just get final hits out against him. And you know what? Just in spite of all of that money that's been spent to stop our movement, we are unstoppable. And I'm so happy we're here in this moment today.
Nicole, it's an enormous agency. We're going to scroll everything that will be under his purview. He has an enormous job ahead of him. $2.4 trillion in spending. It's 25% of the United States budget. We have seen what has happened with the cabinet members who have been approved. Pam Bondi, Scott Bessent. I mean, these people are hitting the ground running in such an enormous way. So And I know that you've mentioned that you plan to be in an advisory capacity to Bobby Kennedy as Secretary of HHS. So tell us what that will look like. How will he hit the ground running? What are the first orders of business for him?
He's really going to look at it holistically. And I think that's really important to get across to, a lot of lies have been spread about how he is going to undertake this position. Do not believe those lies. This is a very carefully assembled group of people around him with task force that have some of the best doctors, scientists, that will be advising every aspect and every important decision coming down the pike. Those going into NIH, the CDC, the FDA, these individuals are the top of their field, and they're not bought out by Big Pharma. And that's the number one goal right now, is to make sure that anyone who touches this budget, anyone who touches taxpayer dollars that go into news media and that go into different programs, different scientific areas of research, that it's not being informed by for-profit corporatist interests. It's being informed by people who genuinely deeply care about the holistic experience of children, that really care to make sure that they get the best possible interventions early on.
Well, Nicole, I know that
they're not being held hostage.
You have led a very forceful group of passionate moms, and you're one of them. Let's listen in to this ceremony is happening right now.
Take this obligation freely.
That I take this obligation freely.
Without any mental reservation.
Without any mental reservation.
Or purpose of evasion.
Or purpose of evasion.
And that I will well and faithfully discharge.
And that I will well and faithfully discharge.
The duties of the office.
The duties of the office.
On which I am about to enter.
On which I'm about to enter.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations, Mr. Secretary.
Quite something to watch that. Bobby Kennedy Jr. in the Oval Office, where his uncle served as president, where his father served as the Attorney General under President Kennedy, and he was there with Cheryl Hines, his wife, and some of his children in the Oval Office. So there's another one to check off. It has been extraordinary, actually. I think there are 19 cabinet members who've been approved now, which is double the pace of what we saw the last time around. So John Thune, as Majority Leader, has been moving this ball very quickly through the course of the Senate and these confirmations. It's been quite something to watch.
There you have it, you guys. Wow, and that ended abruptly. So, like I said, it was not without its contention. You saw Chuck Schumer over there saying that he is not qualified to be in this position, but yet they are saying that they want him in. Now, in addition to that, let's go ahead and take a look at some more information coming out here. Now, like I shared with you earlier, we actually watched the entire thing from Forbes Breaking News. There was a clip from Fox. I've got some other clips coming out from Fox as well. Take a look at this as they're saying the Senate confirmation vote for the HHS secretary. Yes, 51, no, 47. Majority needed to confirm. It was pretty close. And like I said, it was a little contentious. Let's go ahead and take a look at this so that way you can see it for yourself.
We are there. RFK Jr. has been confirmed by the full Senate as the HHS secretary. We're watching on the right side of our screen, and we have moved into that position now with another cabinet member in place for President Trump. And senior correspondent on Congress, Chad Pergram, is with me now. So, Chad, it was just a couple minutes before I saw you last time. This went quickly.
Yeah, and sometimes the waiting is the hardest part here on Capitol Hill, as Tom Petty might say. They sat on 50 votes for quite a while. We didn't think that there was going to be a problem confirming RFK Jr. as the Secretary of Health and Human Services, but Rick Scott, the Republican senator from Florida, he came in and voted yes, and that pushed it over the edge. And immediately after him, Peter Welch, the Democratic senator from Vermont, he came in and voted no. This is a party line vote except for one vote. Mitch McConnell, the former Republican leader from Kentucky, he voted no. He was also the only nay yesterday on the Director of National Intelligence, Tulsi Gabbard. I should note what's interesting here with McConnell is that he voted to break a filibuster on both nominees. Sometimes you have a senator say, okay, let's just get to the end of this process. I oppose the issue, I oppose the bill, I oppose the nominee, but I'm not going to hold it up. Sometimes they will try to hold it up as much as they can. Mitch McConnell did not have the votes on his side. We're waiting to see if there's a statement here from Mitch McConnell. I notice when he puts out statements in favor of the nominees that he supports, that he does so in a full-throated fashion. He says, it is my pleasure to support so-and-so, but he had some grievances with Pete Hegseth, the defense secretary. He had grievances with Tulsi Gabbard, and he has, not held back when he has indicated why he voted against them. And remember that Mitch McConnell suffered from polio as a child and has really had some reservations about this nominee because of his past statements on vaccines. Once they get through this confirmation, they are not done yet. Brooke Rollins is up for Agriculture Secretary. She will get bipartisan support. And as you mentioned just a few minutes ago, Kash Patel, who's up for FBI Director, his nomination has been moved out of committee, and they will put him on the floor next week. That will be filibustered by the Democrats, and if the Republicans stick together, they'll probably overcome that, probably confirm him toward the end of next week, Harris.
Well, and I point out, you and I said this yesterday about Tulsi Gabbard, no matter how things may have started, they are ending up to be exactly what the president was looking for, with the exception of a very short period for Matt Gaetz, who, fell away from this process. But what's interesting is the vice president, J.D. Vance, has been out of the country for the last couple of these, meaning they didn't need a tie break by the president of the Senate or the vice president, as we know it. And that's fascinating. Right. So there will only be one or two votes.
Yeah, and also consider how rare that is to have a vice president be necessary to break a tie on a nomination for the cabinet. We've had them for lower tier persons, but that had never happened before until it was the confirmation vote of Betsy DeVos in 2017, and Vice President Pence came and broke that tie. Vance had to be here to break the tie for Pete Hegseth a few weeks ago in late January.
But not the last couple.
They didn't think because otherwise he would have been here. He would have been here.
Absolutely. All right, Chad Pergram on the breaking news on Capitol Hill. We have a new Secretary of HHS. Thank you very much for the reporting.
There you have it, you guys. So RFK Jr. confirmed as the HHS Secretary. And let me know, are you glad to see him in? If so, put a yes in the comments. If no, put no. But that was confirmed today by Donald Trump as he is in only his third week in the presidency, and we are seeing a lot of things getting done here. Now, in addition to that, as I mentioned to you, we had heard that there was some delays with the ceasefire agreement, the hostage release between Israel and Hamas, and Donald Trump came out and said, we should just call all bets off and unleash hell this Saturday if the hostages are not released. Now, we had heard that Hamas had come out and said, listen, your threats are empty to us. It mean absolutely nothing. Well, they changed their tune today, February the 13th, 2025, and we're hearing that they're going to be releasing the hostages as planned on Saturday. Now, we will see. There's a little bit of time between now and Saturday, so I will keep you up to date on that. And in addition to that, yesterday we saw Elon Musk in the Oval Office with Donald Trump, and we heard him say, and I thought he was giving a metaphor, an analogy about the limits of Social Security and the ability to provide people with retirement. And he said there's a mine shaft. You're only allowed to do 10,000 depending on the elevator and all this. And I thought that was a very interesting analogy he provided. Turns out it wasn't an analogy. It is actually how it operates, and video footage is being released on this. I'm going to share this with you tomorrow. It is shocking what is coming out. It's unbelievable, really. So stay tuned to the channel. I'm going to get you more updates. We're going to be finding out what's going to happen in the Middle East. We're also hearing that Donald Trump is helping to broker a peace agreement between Ukraine and Russia. So some of these wars might be coming to an end, dying down. However, we're hearing conflict is still taking place with China and Taiwan, North Korea, South Korea. There's a lot of concerns about potential escalations of conflict. Whatever unfolds here on the channel, I'll be sure to let you know. In addition to that, we also saw Miss Chrissy Nome giving an update on UAPs and drones and objects in the sky. So I'm going to do some more research on that. I saw that come out just an hour ago. I think it came out on the 11th, but I'm seeing reports coming out for more updates on that as well. So like I said, there is a lot unfolding right now. I'm going to do some research, put together some information, report it to you here on the channel so you know exactly what's going on. And if you appreciate that, like I said, take a second, hit the like button, help spread this out further, and subscribe to stay up to date. It's totally free. Why not? I'll keep you up to speed on everything. And all of these articles, they're going to be referenced, linked down in the description below. I cite all the sources, put it on the screen, read right from it, so that way you can rest assured know that this is the latest information. But you guys, RFK Jr., he has been confirmed as the HHS secretary. So for those of you that are wanting to see MAHA, Make America Healthy Again, we're hearing that the push is being made right now. So there you have it, you guys, the latest breaking news, and I will continue to keep you guys up to speed on everything. Peggy McGuire says, thank you, Steve. God bless you and your family. You are very welcome. God bless you. Virginia says, praying. Yes, pray for all of us. Pray for love for all. Amen to that. Kathy is saying, thank you, Steve. Connie says, thank you, Steve. Here's your chance, says, thank you, Steve. Steve, stay safe, says Borrowed. Thank you for all that you do, says Terry. I appreciate all the well wishes, the thank yous, the prayers. You guys are very welcome. I will continue to keep you up to date, and I'll catch you in the next one. You guys have a blessed night. Take care.